Hello children, welcome to your online class. Hope you all are safe and doing well. So today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 4, pollination. Children, flower is the most important, attractive and colorful part of a plant. It is very important part of plant because flower is the reproductive part of a flowering plant. Plant produce flower to make seeds, and these seeds through these seeds new plants grow. Children, today we will talk about the parts of flower. We will learn about that. Okay. Now children, if you will see, there are four whorls in a flower. The main parts of a flower are this. First one is this. This is called pedicel. The flower is borne on a stalk called pedicel. This is called pedicel. Now if we notice the ending part of this pedicel here, this is slightly swollen. Okay, this is thick than the this part is thick than the pedicel. So this swollen end of pedicel is called thalamus. Okay, this part is known as thalamus, and this part holds the four whorls of flower, and this is known as thalamus. Only this part I am talking about, this part only. Okay. Now third part, this third part is a green part which is called calyx. Okay, together it is called calyx. And if we see separate, if I will uh, close it from here. Okay, so this is the calyx. Okay, these separately these are known sepals. 1 2 3 4 5 sepals are there, but together it is known as calyx. Now what is the function of this calyx? It protects the inner wall of the flower during bud stage. Okay, when it is like this only, it is like a bud. Okay, and all other walls are inside this calyx, and it protects them during the bud state. Okay, this calyx is called the first whorl of the flower. This is the first whorl of the flower. Now next part is very attractive and colorful part of the flower. Okay, if separately we see, these are called petals. 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 petals are there, and together these petals are known as corolla. These are called corolla. Together all the petals are called corolla, and this is the second whorl of a flower. Okay, calyx was the first whorl of a flower, and corolla corolla is the second whorl of a flower. Now what are the functions of these petals? These petals are brightly colored with sweet smell and nectar, which attracts the insects for pollination. Now this one is the uh, third whorl of the flower, and it is the male part of a flower. It consists of a thin stalk called filament and anther on the top. These are anthers. Okay, each anther lobe contains pollen grains. These yellow are pollen grains. If you will take them on your hand and you will do like this, a powdery form will come. Okay, so this is the third whorl of the flower, known as androecium or stamens. You can say it androecium or stamens. Okay, so What is the function of androecium? Actually, androecium acts as a male part of the flower and produces pollen grains which take part in reproduction. Okay. Now, fourth whorl of flower is gynoecium or carpel, which is female part of the flower. It is very difficult to show you because that will be inside this long tube, and we have to be very careful when we take it outside. Okay. uh, I'll just try to do that. So children, see this part is fourth whorl. This is female part of the flower. This one. Just wait. This one. Okay. I'll take it out from this. See children, this one is uh, fourth whorl of the flower, also called female part of the flower. Okay. uh, this one. Okay. Now this is also called carpel, and it consists of three parts, that is stigma. This upper one is stigma. Then this long tube is called style, and this one is called ovary, and inside ovary ovules are there. Okay. So this is called gynoecium or carpel, also called pistils. Now children, I have shown you all the parts of a flower practically. Now you can easily recognize them in your book. This is the figure given. So here this is pedicel. After that, this swollen part is known as thalamus. After that, first whorl of a flower is sepals. Separately they are known as sepals, and together they are known as calyx. Okay. After that, these petals are there. If we see single, then they will be called petals. Together they will be called corolla. Okay. This is the second whorl of a flower. After that, third whorl of flower is stamen or androecium. Okay, these four are stamen or androecium. If you will see separately, they are like that. Just you have seen. Okay, this is called filament, and this one is anther, which contains pollen grain. Okay. After that, four whorl of the flower is this one. This is gynoecium or pistils. Okay. uh, it consists of three parts. If you will see separately, it consists of three parts. This one is stigma. After that, this tube is known as a style, and this swollen part is known as ovary, which contains ovule. Okay. Now I hope this is very clear to you. Now you can easily recognize the parts of a flower. So children, let's have a quick revision what we have learned today. Parts of flower. There are main parts of flower. Number one, pedicel. The flower is borne on a stalk called pedicel. Number two, thalamus. The swollen end of pedicel which holds the four walls of the flower. Number three, calyx or sepal. This is the first wall of flower. The green outermost layer of the flower, it covers and protects the other parts of the flower when it is a bud. Now fourth one is corolla or petals. This is the second walls of the flower. This is corolla is the bright and perfumed. It attracts the insects for pollination. Now fifth one is androecium or stamen. Stamen is the male part of the plant. It produces pollen grains for pollination. This is the third whorl of flower. Now sixth one is gynoecium or carpel. Carpel is the female part of the plant. It produces ovules and this is the fourth whorl of flower. So children, we will continue our chapter in our next video, but before ending this video we will solve worksheet 2 and exercise questions of chapter 2, the skeletal system, which I have given you in your home assignments, that is 5th home assignment. Okay, let's solve the worksheets and exercise questions. So children, here is worksheet 2 of chapter 2 on page number 23. So question 1, unscramble the letters. First one, when we unscramble we will get pivot joint, P-I-V-O-T J-O-I-N-T. Second one is muscles, M-U-S-C-L-E-S. Now question 2, state whether the given statements are true or false. First one, pivot joint is a freely movable joint. This is false. Now second one, voluntary muscles are under our control. Yes, this is true. Third one, cardiac muscles work all the time. Yes, this is also true. Now question number 3, fill in the blanks with the options given below. Here some options are given. So first one will be, just like the hinge of a door, hinge joints allows back and forth movement. Ankle and knees are example of hinge joint. This will be the answer. Now question 4, tick the correct option. There are two type of joints. You will tick the option D. Okay, now this is the least movable joint. This is gliding joint. You will tick the option A. So question number 5, here some muscles are given and you have to find out the types of muscles. Some options are given. So first one, muscles, here it is involuntary muscle, so we will write here voluntary muscle. Now here involuntary muscles, these are smooth muscles and this is cardiac muscles. Now exercise questions are there on page number 25. First question, tick the right choice. First one, the ribs protect the heart. You will tick the option A. Second, the pivot joint allows the movement of head. Again option A is correct answer. Now third one, total number of bones. This you all know, 206. Okay, now fourth one, the longest bone present in human body, that is femur, found in our thigh. Okay, now 5, an example of irregular bone is spine. Here you will tick option A again. Now question B, fill in the blanks. First one, the hardest substance present in our body, you all know, enamel. Now second, the bones of lower jaw are movable. Third, there are two pairs of floating ribs. Fourth one, red blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. Now fifth one, shoulder girdle is made up of two bones fused to form a single bone. Now question C is right, true or false. First one, human beings have 8 limbs. This is false. Second, the skull protects the brain. Yes, this is true. Now third one, the knee joint is an example of pivot joint. This is again false. Now fourth one, three bones fuse together to form a shoulder girdle. This is false. Now gliding joint is the freely movable joint. This is again false. Now next one is match the following. First one, hinge joint. Here this will found in ankle joint, so you will match it with option C. Now second is gliding joint. You all know, joint between bones of vertebral column. You will match it with option A. Third one, pivot joint. This will be option D, joint between first and second vertebrae. And ball and socket joint, these are shoulder joints. You will match it with option B. Now question E is, give one word for the following. First one, freely movable joint, ball and socket, BALLANDSOCKET. Now second one, smallest bone in our body, stirrup, STIRRUP, found in ear. Okay, now third one, least movable joint, gliding joint, GLIDING JOINT. Now fourth one is muscles present in stomach, smooth muscles, SMOOTH MUSCLES. Now fifth one, irregular bone forming the main axis of body, backbone, backbone, backbone. Okay. So children, this much for today. Till our next video, be safe, stay at home and take care.